The PR team for I Am Marwa'S YouTube channel is one of the clueless, visionless, and futureless team that I've ever witnessed here on YouTube. Tell me why a very big YouTube channel like I Am Marwa'S YouTube channel has very few viewership lately. People are not subscribing, and the comment section is very, very nasty. And I got some of the reasons, some of the clues leading to the decline in viewership, low subscription rate, and negative comment section. Now listen to me. I am Marwa, don't get me wrong. You're one of the biggest YouTubers here in Kenya for quite some time, but you refuse to diversify your content, you refuse to change. And when you refuse to change, everything else you do becomes so archaic, so obsolete. Your YouTube channel is like technology. Once it becomes obsolete, people reach out to other things. And there's so many companies and examples that I can give you, starting here in Kenya. First of all, think about a company like Airtel. Airtel was here first before Vodafone, the company that is known as Safaricom. So what happened? Airtel did not target the large consumer market. It only targeted the rich. Therefore, you would only afford to buy an Airtel line if you have about 1,000 going upwards, 500, 1,000. But when Safaricom came in, Safaricom started selling those SIM cards for free. But then once you buy the SIM card, you would at least buy a credit worth 180 SIM. Then what happened next? Airtel would only provide Airtels worth 500, 200, and 1,000. So Safari comes up, decides we need to sell airtime as low as 20 shillings. So what Safaricom did, they targeted the consumer, the low consumer, the consumer who has limited cash flow rather. So initially, the market share for Safaricom increased day by day, and to date, Airtel will never, I don't see it. It can happen anyways, but I do not see a time where Airtel is going to overtake Safaricom. Now, that was because people diversify, people understand the market, and people behave according to the market. YouTube is a psychology. You have to study the consumer and you have to behave accordingly. Now I heard that you actually stated that you'll be uploading 2 videos per day. The problem is with the videos you've uploaded, your viewership had been around at a maximum 35 lately. The average, I would give it at 35k, probably is 25k viewers. Now you upload 2 videos, one you get 15k, the other one you get 11k. I don't see the sense because you add those numbers, it gives you 25. That's why I started by saying the PR team, the people who are behind I Am Marwa'S brand, those people who are behind I Am Marwa'S brand, you are very poor at marketing this guy. He has become so unmarketable lately because negative publicity to such a big YouTuber, it harms you more than it harms the people you're trying to destroy. You intended to destroy Mayugno. Guess what? Mayugno has come up with a YouTube, has uploaded a YouTube, and he's claimed that there's a YouTube he uploaded, and in that YouTube, he added 100 subscribers. The last time I checked, about 300 subscribers unsubscribed from his channel because you claimed that they betrayed you, and then you went on a mission to slander their name. You went on a witch hunt against their channels. You wanted to kill their dreams. Ayamara, shock on you. YouTube was not created, and I'm not scared of anything I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it as it is. I don't know why the Ayamara followers think like, he's a god, he's something that cannot be touched. People touch even the biggest of the biggest in this country. People call Uhuru names, people call Ruto names, people call Gachagua names, people call Prophet Awor names, Pastor Ezekiel names. These are big people in the country. Who are you? Who are you? Who the heck do you think you are? That you can't be touched. We will always talk about you if we feel like. The only time we cannot talk about you is when we find something else better to do, of which we will. because we don't really want to also give you too much attention, because that attention is the one that is really, really feeding your ego. It's making you feel like you're the only guy who exists in the whole of Nyabohans and nobody else exists in that place, and therefore nobody else has the power and the right to criticize you. Well, shock on you, because we have to. And as we talk in this, we're not going to be emotional, we're going to be very, very factual. Now, why has your viewership declined? Your viewership may have declined for various reasons. First of all, your content has become so monotonous. You do not give people something else outside of the village. Now, once you stick to the village content, you get village viewership. When you are traveling, at least people would see you in different cultures and people would learn about other cultures from an African perspective, because you went there, you went outside there, you went out there as an African, like a representative of Africa. But what has ended up happening, you no longer travel. And then when you were going there, you started behaving like the passport bros. Now, passport bros is good content for some people. It does not woo everybody. And that's why I've always stated that you could be your biggest downfall. You might have the urge to blame other people, but in reality, you are your own downfall. Then we go to the PR team. The people who are advising you, the people who are behind your brand, we do not know them, but we kind of see in the comment section, there are people who are always bitter, sarcastic, they talk as if you're the only person who has existed with a YouTube channel. Those people behind your PR team, the people who are supposed to guard your brand, they do not guard your brand. In any case, they advise you the wrong way. Because tell me why you would be making so foolish and reckless statements, and especially statements that comes off as a threat. Why would you say that none of your employees is supposed to have a YouTube channel? That's not your power. You do not have power. They have the freedom to do whatever they want. Maybe you could have said none of your employees should make content within your compound or with your properties when they're within the proximity of your properties. That one is understandable, because it's like you'll be fighting for the same content. But now saying that none of your employees should have a YouTube channel, it's not going to work, my friend. It's not going to work. And this is the problem. You see, for somebody like Musabi, who's been working for you for around 3 years, Musabi witnessed Mike Kizo come to your compound, work as a volunteer, and then volunteer at Goko's house in that construction site. And once they stepped out of that construction site, they've become successful. Daniel was nowhere. He was nowhere, nowhere, not even close to your vicinity. And then Goko's house is built in 1 month. Then after Goko's house has been complete, there's rivalry between the cousins. Then after that rivalry, you advise Daniel, do this. Go start building your own house. And from there, I'm going to come through for you. And it happens. Today, 11th January 2026, as we are speaking, Daniel is sleeping in his house. It's not complete, but his bedroom is complete. He has tiled the bedroom, everything, the solar, the lighting, Wi-Fi, a television, a good bed. Everything is there. Now tell me why anybody coming to your place would not want to be where they are. They understand everything they get is through your influence. What is the difference between them and the ones you employ? Everybody want to be successful. That's what you do not understand, I am Marwa. You're that 5 years old, you're so much exposed, you've been to university, but I do not understand how you lack that level of intelligence to tell you that at times it's how you do things that is breaking you apart. It's not the people that you employ, it's not the people that you invite. It's the way you do things that is really breaking you apart. And your PR team is not even helping you in any way to tell you, hey, hold up, you need to do something different. And even when you invited a brand manager, what ended up happening is that we no longer saw the guy. We no longer saw the guy. You had fun with him for like 3 days, and then after 3 days, he was nowhere to be seen. And you wonder why things are not working. Because I am Marwa, there are levels. When you go to those levels, you require professionals operating in those levels. You see, even a president, like the Kenyan president today, he has advisors. And what do advisors do? Advisors will go down. They are your foot soldiers. They will go and collect data, and they will come and tell you what's happening on the ground. Then from there, you make good advice. You make good choices. You make very matured decisions that are going to safeguard your brand, that are going to safeguard everything that you've been working so hard to create. Now you said that you saw even Matata, your driver, a very nice guy, a guy who understands his job, that the fact that he has a YouTube channel, you would rather he chooses a YouTube channel or working with you. And if I were him, as much as I love my job, I would rather not work with you. Because right now, the Land Cruiser is just there. You're not even advertising your job. So apparently, he doesn't even have clients. And this is a guy who wants to grow. You don't motivate your employees. And somebody should have told you that one of the most important aspects that can really, really help you to have a high retention rate of your employees is ensuring that the morale of your employees is very high. But do you do that? I doubt. Not even I doubt. I know you don't. And that's one of the things that's really, really costing you. Again, you become so negative the way you talk about other people. But I'll be discussing that in another YouTube video. For now, you take the 12 minutes of video that I've done, and I wish you all the best. Today's on a Sunday. We're doing it simple.